Welcome to the White Sox Recap Podcast. I am Ryan McGuffey. Officially the stretch run here of the 2025 season. Somewhat hard to believe. It doesn't feel as excruciating as the record-setting 2024 season. And quite frankly, the way the White Sox have played in the second half, I wish I could just watch it or keep watching it happening. But it's not. And they're trying to avoid 100 losses with a real possibility to do that. Brian Anderson joins me as we dissect of the rookie core that we've seen in 2025, who has the best chance of truly becoming a star? What is a star? All-star caliber. Let's call all-star caliber players for the White Sox going forward and how it impacts the additions and acquisitions from there. I look forward to the conversation with BA as always. But first, an important reminder and a quick timeout to talk about something serious. We've all said it before. If only I'd slowed down. The Illinois Tollway's new campaign is called If Only. And it's a powerful reminder that speeding doesn't just put you at risk. It affects everyone on the road. Every crash leaves someone wishing they had done things differently. So take the extra time, slow down, save lives including yours. Depend on it. Illinois Tollway, our proud partner of us here on the White Sox Recap Podcast. Who are the future stars of the Chicago White Sox? Brian Anderson and I dissect that and more next on the White Sox Recap Podcast, and it starts right now. All right, BA, we've talked about this on the podcast the last couple of weeks, and I'm just going to put it out there. I had the White Sox as a 53-win team in 2025. And quite frankly, that wasn't crapping on the Sox. That was a 12-game improvement, and I felt pretty good about that. Hat tip to them. More importantly, a hat tip to Will Venable for how he's gotten his culture and his the way he wants the game played has clearly paid off because we see it every day. You've been watching it as in your work with CHSN, and you predicted 63 wins, my friend, and you said at the beginning of the year that should be a goal in the clubhouse, and I kind of laughed it off because I'm like, who sets a goal of 99 losses? But the way this whole thing is played out, a hat tip to you as well, my friend, because I think it was probably a goal that they thought about, and it's a tangible goal that's right there for them.
Well, I can certainly tell you that Getsy, Will Venable, the rest of the staff didn't sit the team down in spring training like, all right, guys, we're going for 63. But I promise you from a administrative standpoint, executive standpoint, and the coaching staff, because we did it at Northwestern, right? We had 10 wins when I first took over or started to become an assistant coach. And the year I left Northwestern, the second year, we talked to the staff, man. We're like, if we could just double up, if we could win double the amount of games, go 20-33, which is just insanely terrible. But we told ourselves, if we could just go double up, we can look at the AD and we can look at these recruits and say, we were bad. We were terrible. We were the worst team ever. But we were able to double our win total, and we haven't even gotten started. So, yes, there was some internal discussions behind closed doors, but you can't tell me that the players aren't thinking that. That 63 and 99 looks a hell of a lot better than 41 and a trillion.
And I know the people listening to this are probably like, guys, are we serious that we're going to celebrate a 63 and 99 win team? Yeah. You know why? Because 2021, that playoff season feels so long ago to me. It's like a different lifetime ago, and the complete bottom out of a rebuild and starting a new one and regimes, et cetera. There's way too many things to look at and go, man, there are things here. There are pieces here. Not, oh, well, we got Colson Montgomery and let's hope we strike rich somewhere else. No. There are tangible pieces up and down this lineup. Chase Meidroth, we're going to talk about who are the future stars of the White Sox. I don't know if Chase Meidroth is going to fit my bill as, future all-star, but he might be my favorite player because he's a player the White Sox haven't had in years. But it's 63 and 99, I think, with this particular team and with this regime and that manager, the guy who's going to be here for the fruits of the labor, I think they do. I think it does matter.
It absolutely does. Let me tell you, too, any one of these players, whether it be Kyle Teal or Meidroth or Caro or, one of the younger pitchers, right, coming up, you never know till you know. But one thing that the White Sox, I think we have to shed some light on, at least touch on before, we wrap a bow on this thing, like you say, is, Colson Montgomery at some point is going to struggle. He's going to go through like a period of which he did like at the beginning of the year in AAA, right? It's cold in April. It's really tough to hit. The guys that go hit 250 with like 5 homers and like 12 RBIs, those are the ones that really take off. So I think it's really important to discuss none of these guys have played at a high level in April when it's freezing and the temperatures are bad. It's all things are coming down, pouring on you. And I just think it's really important to say, man, these guys, that's why that core group of young players is so important. They can lean on each other because it's going to be tough. I got my ass whooped in April, man. It's just tough. Yeah,
I mean, you're right. Is Colson Montgomery, I don't know if he'll struggle the way he did before being sent to Arizona, but like, I want to be frank here. Because the production from him, especially from an extra base standpoint and a power standpoint and a run producing standpoint, we know it's been there. I mean, you're talking about one of the, let me look here. As we record this, there's 2 players that have more home runs than him after the All-Star break. 2. Kyle Schwarber's one of them, and he's about to get paid. But I want to, for all the good Colson Montgomery's done, which has been plenty, since August 1st, he's hitting 210. His on-base percentage is 288.
Terrible. I mean, and again, I know that they don't stress that too much, but the other day when I was doing the stuff for CHSN, Ruthie pulled up the numbers. It was incredible. Yeah. He had like 16, 17 homers, a bunch of extra base hits, RBIs off the charts. That said he was hitting 229. I go, man, that's how you're making an impact, and you're putting on an exciting brand of baseballs that, normally they would never, fans, the national sports media would never let someone off the hook hitting 230. But then again, so does Kyle Schwarber too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you look at him with men on, with the runner on second. He has an OPS of 1046 with a runner on first, 1124 with bases loaded, 1083. That's what I want from my star. So let's transition.
Oh, yeah.
Let's transition. Okay, so by default, every team, as we know, has to have an all-star. And Shane Smith took the bull by the horns and became that guy. And quite frankly, I've given out hat tips here. I'm going to give another one out to Shane Smith because he got named an all-star, and I think it put like 3 clunkers together leading up into that all-star bid. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. Like the Rule 5 guy is going to fall off in the second half. He's actually, you can argue, been better, has gotten better, and down the stretch looks like a guy that should be the opening day starter in 2026, unless you're not adding a big name pitcher. Let's be honest. He has earned that right. He's an all-star. He looks the part. And I'm going to, by default, we're going to talk about Colson, I know. Shane Smith is going to be my first future star of the White Sox because he's already done it. They have a guy that they identified in the Rule 5 draft from the Milwaukee Brewers who normally don't let these type of guys go, and turned him in, put him in the Ethan Katz pitching lab. And to me, it's not going to be talked about much because Colson Montgomery is going to get all the praise for the 2025 good things that happen for the White Sox. Shane Smith is one of the best stories in all of baseball, from Rule 5 draft to All-Star game and carrying it through with a sub-4 ERA. I think that's a future star of the White Sox.
Yeah, no, it's a good call. And he has done it at a high level. He's been consistent all year. I think one time, every time I look at probable starters on TV for that type of stuff, I seem to get Shane Smith the following day or that day. And it's like, golly, man, he's just been lights out all year. The White Sox has a staff. I know it's a separate podcast subject, but the White Sox has a staff, a starting rotation. I'm looking at that and I'm going, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with building on that. The Davis Martins, right? And you look at like Shane Smith. I think guys they're doing Savali's doing really well. Like these guys are doing their job. It's just a matter of, can you go get 2 veteran arms for that bullpen, right? And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but so you said Shane Smith. I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm gonna put my name in the bucket for Edgar Carroll. Again, I see so many similarities with his composure. I know he won't be catching every day. I know that they got Kyle Teal. I like that matchup. I like the flip-flop, the DH, and all that. But one thing he does, he's a switch hitter. He's got great bat-to-ball skills. I think he continues to just drive the ball and get more RBIs. And I really see him as a 280 to 300 with 10 homers and 60 ribbies with about 40 doubles. If he can be that Vic Martinez and get to the 40 doubles mark, backdoor guys at first base, like back pick guys at third base, throw guys out, and be that leader behind the plate, it's just a catcher that can lead a team at a young age, just so hard to come by.
Yeah, so I like that pick. I'm probably going to like all your picks. I'm not going to go Edgar Carroll. I do need to see more. He's probably, like, I think you said it right. I think he's more of a gap hitting guy, like doubles hitting guy. You said 40 doubles. Okay. As we record this right now, he has 17 doubles and he's done it in 97 games. So throw him a full season there. There's 30, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
plus,
there's 30.
Not to mention, if he gets called, if he starts off the season, gets on a roll, it's 7 doubles a month. I mean, just about 7 point something doubles a month. That's very doable. I mean, shit, even when I sucked, I was hitting 25 doubles, 30 doubles a month or a year.
I mean, I like, this is what I really like to see. I'm going to get into WAR here in a second. I'm going to go same spot as you. I'm going to go Kyle Teal. I think Kyle Teal has the makings of being a real dude. And like, take the position out of it. The fact that we just brought up 2 catchers, the fact that the White Sox have 2 players that we're talking about as future stars, and we're talking about all-star players. We're not talking about Chicago stars here. I'm talking about guys that at some point can be named a all-star with the Chicago White Sox. Kyle Teal, BA, in 64 games as we record this, right? He's only 23. Edgar Carroll, 22, as we know. You got to love that. He's 64 games. You just look at the production, 288, and back to Carroll, 279. You said 280, 290 hitter. Hell yeah, he's showing you he's a 280 hitter. What I love about Kyle Teal, though, that dude, he gets on base, man. Like, his on-base percentage, and I know it's a third of a season, roughly, 40% of a season. Okay, but he's got an on-base percentage of around 400. He's got the pop, I think, Edgar Carroll might not have. Right. And I think I think the catching position naturally is going to take some of that pop out. And you could explain that better than anybody, because the legs, when they're banged up come August, this is the beauty of having 2 guys, though, because what I would like to see going forward for both of these guys to be all-star type players, they got to find a way to get them both on the field. And right now I know there's Corey Lee and they're working him into the mix, and Corey Lee could be trade bait in the offseason because they have such great depth at catcher and everyone would love to have it. I need to see Kyle Teal in the lineup on days he's not catching, Edgar Carroll in the lineup on the days he's not catching, albeit at the same time saving both of their legs. Maybe they're playing 5 days a week, and if they're not catching, they're doing something because their bats are too valuable. But I like Kyle Teal across the board as a potential 20 to 25 home run guy with 80 type RBS. He doesn't remind me. You've talked about Victor Martinez and Edgar Carroll, right? Kyle Teal doesn't remind me of Victor Martinez. The stature, like when I look at Kyle Teal, I don't feel like I'm looking at Victor Martinez.
Victor Martinez is a big boy.
He's a big boy. But when I look at the production line of Kyle Teal, it reminds me of Victor Martinez.
No, so that's a good comp for both. It's like we have this like really great player, and they're both have great bat to ball skills, but the more I look into it, and I know I dwell on this because I'm a warm weather guy, right? I came from Arizona, and I'm telling you, it's not so much lack of production in early in the season I'm worried about. It's if they do have lack of production and if they do struggle in April, how quick can they come out of it in May and June, right? And I think that's the tough part as a younger player, 22, 23, 24. I remember how bad it kicked my ass in 2020 when I was 24 years old in 2006. I was just getting my ass handed to me. And it's like, not only are you getting your ass handed to you by like the premier pitching staff in the AL Central, it's freezing. I'm wet. I'm getting booed. I'm getting crushed in the papers. It's like, and we talked about it. You want to be a superstar, right? The Chicago media, they love to build a player up. But if you're struggling and you're supposed to be this and you're not that, they're going to fucking torch you.
Yeah, and it's probably softened a little bit. Quite frankly, yeah. I mean, we're doing this as members of the Chicago media now, and it's not like it used to be, even 20 years ago. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but I hear what you're saying. I mean, it's a build you up, take it, burn you down, and build you back up again type society, and I hate that. But I hear what you're saying. The patience level of people that have been through multiple rebuilds is not going to be there for long. When I look at WAR, and that's not how I judge a player, but it's certainly when you look at WAR the last couple of years with the White Sox, you're going, God, like who's the guy? And back to your point about cold April and May. The good thing is Edgar Carroll played here in April and May. That's what I loved about the way the White Sox handled this entire season. They brought guys up when they were ready. Chase Mydroth and Edgar Carroll came together, and they came early. They came early in April. They played in the cold weather. They grinned and bared it. They understood it. They had to deal with it. I think Carroll hit 233 in May.
That's
and then
good.
And then guess what happened? June, July, uptick. And the power.
250, Guff. 220, 250 in April. And then that way, June, July, August is like, let's go. I just was like, I'm going to hit 140 and then really make it interesting.
So Carroll with a 1.8 WAR as we record this. Kyle Teal with a 2.1. And let's talk Colson Montgomery here. Let's get the obvious one out of the way. And then we can go talk about a couple other guys if you think there's more. But okay. So Colson Montgomery's story has been told, the top prospect in the system, then re-ranked barely in the top 100, struggled out of the gate, didn't make the team. A lot of us expected him to make the team. And it was like the foregone conclusion as well. Colson Montgomery will be here. And then the White Sox said, you know what? Not yet. And then the struggles, they said they basically called a timeout in the middle of a baseball season, which I've never seen before. And I'm sure it's been done before, but it certainly hasn't been done here. They shipped him off to Arizona and said, hey, we're going to take a reset. I know it seems odd. Let's get back in the lab, figure out what you do great, and we're going to ship you back to Charlotte. You'll be in Chicago in no time. And then what he's done ever since, you're talking about a guy with, more home runs. Like the dude from the All-Stars from Tampa Bay, Junior Candelero or Canero, I'm biffing his name, and Kyle Schwarber. I mean, you're talking about elite of the elite when it comes to second half power statistics. And RBIs, same deal. 45 RBI. Only Kyle Schwarber has more. Like, this guy has star written all over him. Forget the batting average. If this is the type of production he's going to have, okay, coming up, I don't expect, is he going to hit 20 home runs in the first and second half every season? Hell no. I still have him projected, BA, as a 30 home run shortstop guy, 30 home run infielder.
That's what $250 million. That's Francisco Lindor territory, man.
Well, I've been saying this, though, since the start of the year. At the end of 2025, you need to know who these guys are. You need to know exactly who some of these dudes are and how they fit into your puzzle going forward. What I know about Colson Montgomery now is a hell of a lot different than what I thought on Memorial Day. This guy, I know, has 30 home run potential. He's going to hit 20 in one half. He's got 30 home run potential and has had a lot of attention, even though not a lot of people focus on the White Sox. There's been a lot of talk nationally about Colson Montgomery, a lot of talk about him on the MLB Network. He's taking it all in. He feels like he has that personality, persona, demeanor to wear that hat. And to me, I don't think there's a question that Colson Montgomery is a future star of the White Sox.
And you know what we got to give him even more credit for, too, is like, not to nitpick here, but let's call it what it is. They called him up whenever the day was, right? Like, he hasn't really even played. I mean, how many games has he played total games? I mean, what's he at? 70 games?
Came into this, he has basically had 200 at bats. His first game was July 4th in Colorado.
Yeah, and let me tell you, in a normal big league season at shortstop, even with the young guys, he's going to get 600 at bats. He'll probably get 680 plate appearances if he plays at 155 games, which he probably won't. They'll probably rest him. They'll play $150. So he's going to have 550 to 600 at bats.
That's 50 homers in this current pace.
I mean, like, it's crazy to think he gets them more than double. We could times it by 2 1/4, 2 1/3.
Yeah, I'm not going to be insane and say 50. I mean, the torpedo bat's been like, there was that talk. He does have a torpedo bat, but I give Colson credit, man, because his story, you just don't have a lot of guys. A lot of times those guys, they ship them down and they never make it back, especially in baseball. The game of failure. Even that sentence has gotten so overblown. Like, it's so easy for people to say and then not understand. that,
Yeah.
I mean, I tried using that on my own kids, and then, oh, Dad, you said it's a game of failure. Oh, crap. Like, yeah, you're right. I did because yeah. So you're going Colson Montgomery, obviously. Like I could see Colson Montgomery, honestly, like if he has a 15 homer first half next year, and he can hit 235, he could be the White Sox All-Star next year.
No doubt. I think he will be an All-Star. But we will have this conversation around April 1st or end of March, right when they start, and that'll be our second or third podcast when the season starts. And we're gonna go, all right, man. Like, listen, they went to Cleveland, Detroit at home, right? Or Kansas City was raining, sleet, home. It's real easy, and I wish them nothing but the best. But it's real easy to go over 1 or 2 for 24 with 12 punch outs, and then they're going, here we go again, or we got to do this, and you start freaking out, you start doubting yourself. So I think it's really important for Marcus Timms, Will Venable, the staff, Getsy, all those guys to just stay on these guys. Like, look at what you were doing. Look at this body of work. Look at what you're capable of. Don't get it twisted. Like the player is there, the talent is there, and so they just got to keep them on track. We talk about baseball. It's a game of failure, but it's a roller coaster, and you don't want the dips to be too high or the dips to be too low and the highs be too high. You want it just a gradual progression during the end of the year to reach the goal, which is a great season offensively, play lights out on defense, pitch well, and then have a great record.
All right, so to be fair to Colson, because he did play in colder weather, even though it was Charlotte, okay, at the beginning of the year, he had 11 home runs in AAA. So he has a 29-homer, 77 RBI season right now. So I said he's a 30-homer guy. He's a 30-homer guy this year.
True.
But at the big league level, like what do I want from Colson Montgomery? Great defense. I mean, is he going to be a great defender? No, he's been good. Like, I need him to be above, just a tick, at least average to above average. I'd like to see him walk more, but you know what? There's a lot of guys I would like to say that for. But if Kyle Teal's doing that, if Chase Mydroth's doing that, and he's the guy who has to drive, comes up with second and third with 1 out in the first inning, like he did against Tampa on Thursday, or first and third, or somebody third and less than 2 out in the first and second inning because he's your guy, he's the guy to get it done. Count me in. Colson Montgomery, future All-Star star of the White Sox. Then it gets interesting because I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh yeah, they got 6 All-Stars. They got them. Chris Getz has it right. We haven't even seen Braden Montgomery yet. Yeah. I'll blow through some of these guys. I mean, let's quickly at least have a discussion. The guy with a 1.4 WAR this year. You look at his OPS, he's 676. Scratch all that out. I'm talking about the type of guy, player, leader he seems to be already. Chase Mydroth, to me, is a star of the South Side. Okay, he's going to be a guy.
He's a grinder, dude.
He's a grinder. He's a guy that the fans, you might see more Mydroth jerseys than anybody else because the fans are going to relate to him. I don't know if he'll ever play in an All-Star game. I don't think he's a future star of this White Sox team, but he is a key cog in this wheel that makes this thing go.
Hey, I started thinking about something the other day, and I don't know about average or the power, but remember Mark Ellis, second baseman for the A's?
Yeah, I do.
Grinder, played for
Mark Ellis.
Yeah, he played my coach, Coach Lopez out in Florida, I believe. The dude was just a grinder. He's 230 to 260, but just base hit, gloved it at second base, played the game hard, take you out at second base. And I'm like, you know what? Every time we played them, I'm like, dude, this guy's a gamer.
Dude, this is a great comp.
It's like, he might play 12 years in the big leagues and only be an all-star once, but he's a gamer, man. He's 260, 280, where you look back at his career, you're like, man, that guy played 12, 13 years. He racked up 1,400 hits. What an unbelievable career. Shit, if I was doing that, I wouldn't be hanging out with you, Guff. I mean,
that's true. Because, you'd get paid more. Tell me you looked up Mark Ellis's stats before you said that.
I didn't. What do I look up? My phone's over here.
Mark Ellis played 12 years in the big leagues, had 1,343 hits, just shy of 1,400, was a 262 career hitter with a 711 OPS, 105 runs, 105 home runs, was a 33.5 WAR player. Dude, that's a great comp. Never went to an All-Star game, never won a Gold Glove, just was a consistent dude.
Did he ever? Here's the question: did he ever? I guess he didn't go to an All-Star game.
No.
Damn. I mean,
great comp, dude. Played on those winning teams in Oakland. Played for the Dodgers in 2012. Was one of those guys at the end of his career that teams wanted to get.
And he's like 5'10", maybe 5'11", like on a good day, and he's just kind of like grinds. Like he just like raked, and you're like, I'll have that guy in the 2, 5, or 7 hole all day.
5'10". I mean, that's dude. If Chase Mydroth is Mark Ellis, the White Sox. I mean, they traded Garrett Crochet, who leads the major leagues in strikeouts and innings, and is one of the best pitchers of baseball. We'll finish second in the Cy Young voting this year. Many years would win the Cy Young, but Tarek Skubal's just not normal.
Dude, he actually shoved the other night. I was there. Ruthie and I were like, what do you guys want? I'm gonna order some food. What do you guys want? We have our mid 8th inning teaser. We usually takes about 2.5 hours, and all of a sudden I was eating, and she's like, "You want to head down?" I'm like, "It's only been an hour. We're already in the 8th inning. Like, what's up?"
Let me ask you a question, because we got a new we got some new partners here at the recap. And are you a snorer?
Oh my God, am I a snorer? My mom's coming out. I need help.
Yeah, I figured I'm a fall allergy guy. You're a snorer. That's a bad combination for two guys that look like brothers from another mother. Fall allergies, full swing, ragweed, mold, dust can trigger congestion. Cold, dry air makes sinus problems worse. Pressure, headaches, stuffy nose. Don't let the allergies ruin your fall. Get relief today. Breathe clearly. Sleep better this season. Stop the snoring, BA. Start the sleeping, man. No wonder why the Aura Ring is always telling me my sleep is not that good. I recommend Sinus and Snoring.
Dr. Nariz?
Yeah. Sinus and Snoring MD, their advanced treatments and procedures actually fix the problem so you can breathe better, sleep better, feel better. Go to sinusandsnoringmd.com or call 847-886-0875. Sinus and Snoring MD, breathe and sleep better. Let's go. I appreciate them hopping on to be partners of us here at the recap. Before we put a bow on this one, as I say, who do you have any other in the hopper? Because I had to bring up Mydroth because he's a guy that you like, maybe even love, but I don't think he's an all-star. But God, if he's a 33 WAR player for his career, you talk about a winner. I'm gonna say like Lenine Sosa, no, like great, like he's gonna have a good power year. 20 homers, probably get to like 70, 75 RBIs. Not an all-star. I'm gonna list a guy. You say yes or no. Lenine Sosa.
No.
Miguel Vargas.
No.
Me either. I think Miguel Vargas has the potential to be a good player for the short term. I think he's here in 26, 27 if there's a season. We'll see about Miguel Vargas. Andrew Benintendi doesn't count. I'm not counting Luis Robert, Mark Tauchman. I'm not counting any of those guys. And from the pitching standpoint, is there anybody that stands out to you other than Shane Smith?
You never know, man. Savali could sneak in there. Give him a full.
Savali's not here though. He's with the Cubs.
Oh God, what are you gonna do?
He's also like 32. It has to be like.
Hey, he's in Chicago.
I'm talking about guys that like are going to be here.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So like Sean Burke, Davis Martin. Davis Martin might be a sleeper for you. Never know. Davis Martin's a good pitcher, man. Davis Martin's had a good year.
Shit out, come back up and dominate, man.
I think Jonathan Cannon might be suited for the bullpen. And I'm talking.
You never know.
I'm talking like
there's bullpen arms that go ahead and rattle off 25 saves and a half.
I'm talking like he could be 7th, 8th inning guy. His stuff's good.
Yeah.
So maybe he hones in and does that. So just to recap real quick, we're saying Edgar Carroll, Shane Smith, Kyle Teal, Colson Montgomery.
I like it.
Dude, that's 4. If I would have told you that before the season, I would have said no shot.
Yeah.
Would you have believed that?
I probably would have just hung my hat on Carroll and been like, Colson's not up here yet. He's not really playing well. Mydroth's just kind of fell in the weeds. He's hitting 240, 250, 260, right? But Carroll's the guy I'd hang my hat on regardless.
Oh, I love talking good things about the White Sox, even amidst like a 50, maybe hopefully a 63-win season. As I just watched Chase Mydroth get another hit. That guy just finds a way to keep getting on base.
It's your boy.
Folks, one more time out to talk about something serious. We've all said it before. If only I'd slow down the Illinois Tollways campaign called If Only. And it's a powerful reminder that speeding doesn't just put you at risk. It affects everyone on the road. Every crash leaves someone wishing they had done things differently. Take the extra time, slow down, save lives. Lives, including yours, depend on it. We are happy to have the Illinois Tollways, our sponsor all season long, our partner all season long here on the White Sox Recap Podcast. All right, we're coming down the stretch here. We're going to put a bow on the 2025 season soon. Probably Next week, no. There'll be about 7 or 8 games left. I'm always sad when the season ends because I just know what that means. I know it's coming here.
I tell you what, last year you're probably sad and mad. Like right now, like there's a lot
last year I couldn't wait.
To the Chicago White Sox. A lot to look forward to.
Yeah, last year I actually couldn't wait for the season to end. So this year, a much different thing. BA, appreciate you as always, and we appreciate all of you who watch or listen to audio only to this edition of the White Sox Recap Podcast. It's all brought to you by the Illinois Tollway and Sinus and Snoring MD, a new partner here of the recap. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe and hit that notification bell because every time a new podcast drops, you'll get the notification so you can listen to BA and I agree, disagree, and in between because we'll take differences. Different thoughts are fine and accepted here on the White Sox Recap Podcast. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next time on the White Sox Recap Podcast.